What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 8 of the Rise to Glory here with Gibraltar Apex FC. And today I've got for you guys another live com against College Europa, actually the team we played last time. You guys may remember at the end of last episode I said I was going to do the Senior Cup. I didn't do that game, and the reason I didn't do it was because it was at the time when all my players were on international duty, and I basically didn't have a squad. If you look at the kind of Gibraltar national team, we currently have around half of, if not more than half of the national first team. And in the youth team, we also have a kind of a presence there with a few of our players. And as a result, going into this big game, I was really excited to live comment. I didn't have a team. I'll cover this game first. We lost 2-1 after extra time, a 122nd minute goal the difference. But yeah, we had one sub and we had about 5 players playing completely out of position. I don't know how we took it to extra time, if I'm honest. We did get lucky. We scored in the 94th minute. But I just didn't think that game was going to make for particularly great viewing. And, well, with this Europa point game coming up, I thought, why not get a third of the way through the seasons, discuss the results, and have a fairly kind of significant game to live com. So anyway, last time out we did lose 1-0 to College Europa. I'm hoping we can kind of overturn that this time. Since then, some good wins, the first of which was against Britannia 11. And as you guys can see here, we won 3-0, a fantastic result. Rule got a fantastic goal in this game. He hammered it into the roof of the net. You can actually see he has got 7 goals in 7 games and 4 assists. He's looking like a fantastic striker for us, this man. He's already got the same amount of goals he got last season. That really gives you an idea of just how good he's been. Coincidentally, the team Rule has been playing for, or was playing for, Gibraltar Lions have really been struggling this year. So I'm kind of surprised he got 7 goals last year, if I'm honest, and I think he was a little bit of a victim of playing in a very weak team. Anyway, the next game was against Lincoln Red Imps, one of the big games of the season, and we won this game 3-2. It was an incredible game. I'm going to show you guys the highlights of this. We took an early lead in this game, I believe. Oh, no, we didn't actually. We conceded early. I think they actually scored a cross. Then they scored an own goal to make it 1-1, and then they actually scored again Lincoln Red Imps to make it 2-1 to them. And then, well, the one and only Rule came up big for us. The striker who, well, I already mentioned he scored in the previous game. He grabbed a brace in this game in the second half to see us get the win. But this was a great result. Lincoln Red Imps, really one of the big teams in the league this year, and one of our big title rivals. And so to beat them 3-2 away from home was a fantastic result. It's certainly worth noting that this season we are actually top of the league at the moment. The league has been absolute madness. Last year, College Europa won the league with only 1 defeat all season, and Lincoln Red Imps had 2 defeats all season and finished second, to give you an idea of how much they ran away with the league. This year, I believe ourselves, and I think it might be Europa Point FC, the team who got promoted with us last year, have only lost 2 games and everyone else has lost 3 or more. It's been a season where everyone beats everyone. We'll look at the league table in detail in a second, but I believe in our first kind of 9 games, we've won 6, lost 2, drawn 1, which normally probably wouldn't see you at the top of the table, but because of the way the results have gone, I guess we've been kind of the benefactors of that. But anyway, as you saw there, Lincoln took a 2-1 lead there, and then straight from the kind of kickoff, we scored. Sanchez Rule grabbing the goal for us, and that was, well, his first of this game, and he got a second one towards the end of it. We made some changes, and as you can see here, 82nd minute, we scored a winner. It came on the counter-attack, and when this went in, I'm going to be honest, I screamed quite loudly and celebrated and jumped around my room before immediately switching to contain and kind of clenching my butt cheeks for the remaining time in this game. But Sanchez Rule, using that pace of his, got in behind, got the goal, 3-2 win. One of the best wins we've had so far of this save, I think it's fair to say. Anyway, the next game was a 3rd win in a row. This time we beat Gibraltar United 5-2. Ben Connolly grabbing a brace. He's done very well, the 16-year-old. He's not necessarily been a kind of a wonder star of this team. A wonder star, that's now a new term I've made up. But yeah, he's not been kind of this standout player for us, really. But he has got 5 goals in 9 games, which is nothing to be scoffed at. That's more than clinical. And in this game, he grabbed a brace. Good 5-2 win. Defensively, perhaps a little bit worrying to concede 2 goals for a second game. And actually, as you'll see here, the next few games, we also conceded 2. The first game of which saw our 3-game winning run come to an end as we drew 2-2 against Europa Point, the team who got promoted with us last year. They actually took the lead from a penalty early on. We fought back, Tristan Sargent getting a goal for us. The centre mid, a bit of an unsung hero, I think, of our team, but this year he's been doing very, very well. 3 player of the matches in 8 appearances, been really running the show in the midfield for us. And then Rill grabbed his kind of 4th or 5th of the season at this point to make it 2-1. But Giles Lopez, our former man, got a goal against us and made me cry, and we only ended up drawing that game. So that was a shame. We saw our winning run come to an end, and then, well, the winning run kind of continued to go on a hiatus, as you can see here. We lost 2-1 to Manchester 62 FC. They had 2 shots on target, and they both went in. I kind of felt FM'd, if I'm honest. They had more possession, but they didn't really do a lot with it, and in the end, an own goal, and Jason Pussy slayed us, and Rule's second half goal, well, it wasn't enough. Good attendance though for that game, 1,400 fans. Gate receipts definitely helping us out financially, and actually I believe last month we recorded a profit, which I don't think had happened previously, so that was pretty good stuff. Anyway, then we had the Senior Cup game, which, as I already touched upon, we just didn't have a team for. And then following on from that, 3 league games, 3 pretty decent results really. We beat St Joseph's FC 3-1. Good performance this one, 3-0 up. They did grab a consolation late on, but it was, as I said, a consolation, and the game was already dead at that point. We then got some vengeance over Gibraltar Lions, who knocked us out the Senior Cup. Won this game 3-1. Ben Connolly, I can never say Ben Connolly's name without screwing it up somehow, but he grabbed a brace there. A 90th minute goal was good for him, and also Tristan Sargent, the centre mid, again getting on the score sheet. Last result of this little run, a little bit disappointing, but we did draw 0-0 against Lynx FC, who themselves have had a weird season. I was actually planning originally on commentating the Lynx FC game, but well, you can see here the league is pretty tight anyway. But if we look at past positions, kind of after the Senior Cup game and me decided not to live comment, I thought, I'll do the Lynx game because they were in 3rd place at the time. And since then, it's all gone horribly wrong for them, and they've dropped right off the table. I mean, you can see, just looking at this league, it's been up and down for so many teams. It's been such a unsettled division. If we actually look at the league in a little bit of detail, if we look at last season to begin with, you can see College Europa and Lincoln Red Imps really ran away with the league. They both had ridiculously good goal difference. Pretty much everyone else had negative goal difference. This year, very different story. We're top of the league with a game in hand, which is nice. Europa Point, the team who got promoted with us, are currently in 2nd, which is a massive achievement for them. But you can see Lincoln Red Imps, they've actually drawn 3 and lost 3 already, which is bad for them. But also College Europa, they've lost 4 and only won 5. They've not had many draws, but they've just not won that many games. Although, to be fair, they've been in some pretty good form of late. You can see they've only lost 1 of their last 5 league games. Following that result where they beat us at the start of the season, they went on a horrible little run in some tricky games, and I was kind of hoping that form was going to continue. And to be honest, I'd rather not be playing them right now, but we've got to. So anyway, that's kind of what's been going on in the league. Really, really competitive division. I'm enjoying it. You can see, obviously, we have the game in hand, although there are some teams with chances to kind of leapfrog us. In terms of goal difference, we actually have one of the best goal differences in the league, which is really nice. We've only conceded 11 goals, which actually, I mean, if you look at the goals conceded, a lot of teams have only conceded 11 or 12, which is kind of weird, really. It's been just a super competitive division. I guess our kind of real strength has been just the sheer amount of goals we've scored. 20 in 9 games is a very good return. But anyway, in terms of just a quick look at the squad, how things are going, we've not had any massive injuries with the exception of Sanchez Rule, who's actually been out with a back strain for 3 to 4 weeks, I think it was. He'll be back fairly soon, and we have missed his goals a little bit of late. Of course, the 0-0 draw, the most recent result. But Leguia has come back into the side, and he's done okay. He's not got a goal yet, but he's not put in terrible performances. I want him to really step up for today's game. Part of me almost wants to start Warren Bright instead, but I'm going to go with my heart. Or rather, I'm going to go with my heart over my head on this one. I mean, Warren Bright grabbed a lot of goals for us last year, but Leguia, I feel like he was a more integral part of our season last year, if I'm honest. Elsewhere in the team, though, we look pretty strong. I think I'm actually going to drop Drimmy for this game because he is carrying a knock. We'll bring in Adam Roberts to play the defensive mid-role and then move Anthony Hernandez, who of course joined us this year, to right wing. This guy's had a very good start to the season, a 7.37 average rating. Really struggled last year to kind of make a mark in the league, playing for Manchester 62. But since he's come to us, Well, I think it's fair to say that we've kind of given him a platform to grow off and he has shown what he's made of. Reyes has done well, although he's been out with an injury of late. Joe Borg, who of course is the new goalkeeper, he's not been kind of super standout, although it might just be me. Let me know if you agree with this in the comments. But I very rarely see a goalkeeper get a decent average rating in FM, even if they keep a load of clean sheets. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just me. Maybe my goalkeepers are all awful. Let me know down in the comments. In terms of other kind of big performance, if we just look at the average rating, we've already talked about Tristan Sargent, Reyes and Rule. Griffo has done well for us. I kind of feel like we just affectionately call this guy Griffo. He actually won Player of the Season last year in the Segunda Division, which was a good achievement. And this year, he's been in pretty good form. He's not got quite the same goals and assist tally, but his average rating isn't too far off. And he's been just a very, very solid player for us this year out on the left wing. But anyway, let's get into today's game. We're just sticking with our standard 4-4-2. Nothing too crazy going on here. Hopefully we can have a good performance here. Of course, we did lose last time to College Europa. 1-0 it was. So I'm hoping for a bit of a bounce back here. And yeah, I'm hoping that we can do it today. We've shown some pretty good form of late. We've, of course, topped the table at this moment in time. I believe a loss here might see College Europa leapfrog us or certainly pull it equal on points with us, which would be a little bit disappointing. But to be honest, I stated at the start of last episode that really top 3 in European qualification was our aim. If we could finish top of the league and get that Champions League spot, it would be amazing. Of course, the fact of the matter is that in qualifying for the Champions League, we're probably going to get spanked for the first few years. But just the large amount of TV money you get is a kind of massive incentive to help the team. And also, if we can make it just through a few rounds of the kind of Europa League or the Champions League, you quickly end up having a few £100,000 in the bank. And that can help you go professional. It helps you attract in players from abroad. And that is really when I guess we'll start kind of kicking on in Europe. But anyway, we have scored there whilst I've been rambling on. Griffo with the cross in, and then at the back post, Hernandez with a nice little finish, really. Tight angle, squeezes it in. Keeper with no chance, and that is the ideal start to this game. I want to get revenge, although we do need to still defend well, and that's something that we've not done well against this team. And Trujillo gets a goal. I feel like he scores every single time we played this team. He's just such a good striker for them. Fortunately, his contract runs out at the end of the year. Kind of cynically inside, I'm hoping I can either steal him from College Europa, or alternatively, he just doesn't renew his contract. But yeah, they peg us back very, very quickly, College Europa. Make it 1-1 from that corner. A little bit disappointing, but I mean, they probably deserve it on the face of these early stats. First 20 minutes, they've probably been the stronger team. I think we're going to stick with what we're doing right now, although the longer this goes on and the longer I stare at that one solitary shot, I can't English, that one shot for them, the lot more I want to change. Although we have just got a penalty. And that is, who won that? Who won it? I want to give someone a coconut. We won't do it. Who is going to take this penalty for us? I don't know if I sorted my penalty kick take because this season it's going to be Reyes. Maybe I did. Reyes, top corner, take a bow. Nicholas Alexander Reyes. What a name. The right back, of course, one of our key players last year, really made the step up this year. And we shoot into the away end. Our fans go wild. And, well, the keeper went the right way, but he's got no chance of getting there. And, well, right now we are about to FM College Europa. Despite the fact I don't really want to FM them, I am actually trying to attack rather than sit back and counter, although I think that might change just a little bit in the second half. It's probably worth us going a lot more direct, sitting slightly deeper, trying to be, I don't know, a little bit cheaper, I guess, in how we play. I'm going to tell the players they've played well, but there's room for improvement. They enjoyed that. I'm not going to give them any kind of additional team talk, so I always feel like at that point I usually screw them up. I'm just going to drop our midfield a little bit deeper. Of course, you guys have just seen I've gone on to, or I should have gone on to like a more direct style of play. I'm also going to go a little bit more defensive. We're going to play on counter. I would like to extend the 1-goal margin if the opportunity arises, but primarily I want us to just sit and kind of deal with anything that comes our way. Hernandez is struggling a little bit with condition. We could bring in Drimmy. I think he has a bit of a knock, but we're going to bring him on regardless. Hopefully he won't get, I guess, any kind of aggravation to his injury. Reyes, despite scoring, is struggling a little bit on fitness. That might be a sub we make in time. But with half an hour left, I don't want to make too many changes too soon. a goal for College Europa could really make a difference in this game. Although at the moment, we're doing very, very well. Bruzon is struggling. I'm going to bring in Shembri, I think. Are there any other changes I want to make here? In fact, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move Adam Roberts to centre-back, I think. Is that what I want to do? That is what I want to do. I'm going to bring Roberts to centre-back. I don't know why it's saying he can't play centre-back, because I can just assure you now he definitely can. But we'll make that change. Then we'll bring on Joseph Munoz. I think we're also going to bring on Danny B for Tristan Sargent. I feel like Danny B deserves a bit of a run out. He was the player of the year last year, and this year... Well, last year he got player of the year. This year, he's a good player still in terms of an option on off the bench, but Tristan Sargent's obviously been performing well at centre mid. And I don't know, he just doesn't have kind of the real kind of superstar attributes that give me faith he can perform in this division regularly. But anyway, we might get a late chance here. There is not a lot of time left, but I mean, if they score now, it's going to be cruel. A draw wouldn't be the worst result, but they have a chance. Duarte with the miss, and well, 2 minutes left. I'm hoping we can cling on now for what would be a really, really big win against one of our big title rivals. I think it's fair to say half an hour, that would be a long time left. Half a minute left. Roberts at the edge of the box. To Munoz, just kill the clock now, boys. We don't need to throw men forward. Gilbert, go in the corner if you want. Just don't pass it to them. Right, kill the game. That is the game killed. We might get a late chance. No, we won't. The ref denies Gilbert the chance to whip it into the box, but that is still a fantastic result there. Against the odds, against College Europa, they beat us last time out. They had a chance. If they won that game, they would have actually gone top of the table. So that's a massive win. And we also actually build up a 4-point cushion over Europa Point, the team who, as I mentioned, we got promoted with, at the top of the table, which is really nice. So I'm not sure when we'll be back for the next live com. I know we have Lincoln Red Imps in a few games, but that's probably a little bit too soon. I'm thinking we might come back for the Rock Cup game, wherever it fits in. Or we might play against College Europa next time, or maybe even the Lincoln Red Imps game in March. But I'm pretty sure there is a Rock Cup game to be scheduled around. In fact, it's going to be... We enter on the 28th of next month. So that'll probably be the next game, whoever we're playing there. But anyway, guys, that wraps things up for me. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode as always. If you did, smash the like button. If you've got any comments with regards to this series, leave them down below. Let me know what you make of goalkeeper average ratings. Is it just me, or are they a little bit kind of crap a lot of the time and keepers don't get the credit they deserve in FM? Let me know. But yeah, that's all from me. Thank you for watching as always. And other than that, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.